It's rare to see the normally unflappable Mr. Rogers getting frustrated. He struggles mightily with that darn tent, only too aware that he is on camera and he needs to model appropriate control over his emotions for his young audience. "Oh my," he says, before he finally gives up and throws the tent to one side, kind of laughing at how this demonstration has gone so terribly wrong. But I think Mr. Rogers got to the heart of the matter when he mused, maybe it takes two people to put up this tent. Did you hear that? I'm not sure what the original lesson was going to be on that day when Mr. Rogers put up the tent, but it quickly became an illustration of how sometimes we all need help. In the years between when that episode was originally taped and today, well, people have become increasingly more isolated in all sorts of ways. You can shop online and not go to the mall. The world of options has expanded. You can now order things all the way from the other side of the world, but the downside is you never get to actually meet the retailer. You can go to the bank or you can send people money online, something that doesn't require you to even ever see the other person's face. We live our lives inside in air-conditioned comfort rather than spend the evening taking the breeze on our front porch where we might actually run into our neighbors. Whatever we need, the bottom line is we can pretty well get everything on our own. And we've come to highly prize independence as a sure sign of adulthood. But Mr. Rogers reminded us that we belong to something more, that there's supposed to be something bigger than just us. We have neighbors. If we took a little time to get to know them, we might actually become friends. We might really like each other, and our lives would certainly be so much more enriched if we did. I think today people may be worried about obligation that comes along with knowing your neighbors. Certainly that was a question even in Jesus's time. They wanted to know, how far does that obligation go? Just who qualifies as a neighbor? That's true. Our neighbor might call on us for help or for company. But if there is a relationship there, we would also know that we could count on our neighbor when we needed something. As the old song goes, that's what friends are for. Scripture, too, reminds us that humans are built for community. We need each other. Let's hear what the sage Qoheleth writes about this in the book of Ecclesiastes.